Hey everyone, my name is Jarrod. I'm the tuba player with the Orchestra Now, and today we're going to be talking about my instrument, the tuba. Kind of give an overview of what the instrument can do, some examples from the repertoire that I think show its characteristics very well, hopefully give you guys a better understanding of how the tuba works. First thing I'll talk about is the equipment side of things. Most tuba players play two instruments, a contrabass tuba and a bass tuba. For me and most American tuba players, contrabass tuba is pitched in C. This is my larger instrument. This is what I use for about 90% of my orchestra work. It's really great for filling out the bottom of a section. You get that deep, warm sound, plays in the low register really well, and can fill out the brass section. And then I also have an F tuba, pitched in F, which is my bass tuba. This is what I use for a lot of solo repertoire, play in chamber ensembles such as brass quintet, and there are some pieces in the orchestra repertoire that require the bass tuba, whether it's for higher playing, stuff like Mendelssohn, Berlioz, and then there's a couple other pieces that solo sections require it specifically. Tuba's a very versatile instrument, has a very wide range because of how large the mouthpiece is. It can play over a large range. Dynamically, it can play very quietly and very loud if need be. And there are a lot of different technical capabilities to the instrument, extended techniques, which I'll get into later in the video. So, talking about the range of the instrument, the normal range, what I would consider to be the normal range in piano terms would be a C1, which on my C tuba is like the pedal C, open series, to a C4, which is one line above the staff. That's about where most of your playing is going to be. There are some exceptions, but that's the kind of the normal range. Extended range, I would say in the low range, it's an A flat 0, pedal A flat, and in the higher range, it's an A4. You do see that occasionally in orchestra repertoire, but most of the time that's in solo and chamber work, and you don't see a lot of that extended range in the orchestra repertoire. Kind of thinking from experience of where I've seen the range, the Bidlow solo in Pictures at an Exhibition goes up to an A flat above the staff for the tuba, and the lowest I've ever seen in orchestra pieces, occasionally like a low D flat pedal C, but even those are sort of rare. So talking about some orchestra pieces, kind of giving a good example of what I think shows the tuba really well in the orchestra. My favorite composer for the tuba is Prokofiev. I think he wrote really well for the instrument, understood how it could be used in a lot of different ways. Specifically in two excerpts I'll play for you now, which are his 5th Symphony and his 6th Symphony, really shows the tuba in different lights and shows that it has great lyrical qualities to it as well. along with Prokofiev, kind of going to the bass tuba side of the orchestra, one composer that always comes to mind when I'm thinking about my F tuba playing in the orchestra is Berlioz. Things such as Benvenuto Cellini, King Lear, Romeo and Juliet, specifically the Symphonie Fantastique, really shows the versatility and lightness that the tuba can have in the orchestra. Another example of a great way to use the tuba in the orchestra is from Joan Tower's piece Tambour. I got to play this with the Bard Conservatory last year, and she does a great job of using the tuba both in lyrical passages and as a percussive instrument, and kind of showing its versatility in that sense as well. Some other good works to check out if you wanted to see more good tuba writing. For contrabass tuba, I would say Strauss's Ein Heldenleben, Wagner's Götterdämmerung, or Der Meistersinger, and Bruckner Symphony 7, Symphony Number 4. They all write for the tuba really well, kind of in different characters. For the bass tuba, again, any Berlioz is really good F tuba writing. And then another that comes to mind is the first tuba part from Rite of Spring. I think Stravinsky did a really good job of using its lighter character in that sense as well. Going on to chamber music, quintet writing. Obviously the tuba has an opportunity to shine a lot more in quintet because it's a smaller ensemble, so it gets more of the virtuosic side. Two great examples that I'll play for you now are from Suite from the Monterey Hills by Henri Calvet. Really great piece that shows some of the capabilities of the tuba in faster passages, some of its multiple tonguing opportunities. And then another one that I'll play is the Böhm Sextet. He does a really good job here in the second movement of showing the tuba in a very lyrical, kind of sweeping sense that we don't get to hear too often in other works. So again, talking about the versatility of the instrument, in solo repertoire, there's so much that you can do with it. Kind of showing how some composers take it to extremes with interval writing. I'll play a piece, Capriccio by Penderecki. Shows really the virtuosity of the tuba playing like large interval leaps. I think it's definitely on the extreme of tuba writing, but it shows what it's capable of. And then another excerpt I'll play is from the beginning of the third movement of the John Williams Tuba Concerto, which kind of just shows, a different character, some of the lighter, more playful side. There's really so much good music and bad music, but a lot of good music out there that people write for the tuba really well and making it less tuba-ish. So, hope these help too. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about some of the extended techniques that you can use for the tuba. The first one is multiple tonguing, which I showed in the excerpts from the Monte region and the John Williams concerto. Basically, just rapid multiple tonguing is a technique that a lot of brass players use. There's also the flutter tongue, which is where you're actually rolling your R's while you play, and it creates a vibrated sound. So that's a technique you can use. You can also use half valve technique to create glisses that you can't normally do on the tuba. Where I'm just depressing the valves halfway down. You can use wind sounds and whistles to create music effects. Another pretty common one is pops or squeals, basically just tongue stopping into the mouthpiece and using vocal inflections through the instrument. So many possibilities with that. Just kind of comes down to what the performer can do with their voice. And the last one that I think is important is multiphonics, where you're playing a pitch and singing another pitch. Considering the tuba is in such a low register, most of the time you're going to be singing pitches above the note you're playing, but it is possible in the higher register, even though it is more difficult to sing pitches below what you're actually playing. But most of the time you see it written, it is above just because of the range, and it just lies better with the voice. So that's just some of the techniques that you can use extended. You see most of this in solo repertoire, not nearly as much in ensemble works. So I hope this video has been helpful. If I've left anything out, I'm sure that we can get to it in our discussion that we have. But hope that I've been able to enlighten some of you on the capabilities of the tuba, and I can't wait to see what you write for my instrument. Thanks.